And once again, the boys are back. ELF Live, episode 2, season 2 of the show. I'm your co-host, Nick Alfieri, here as always with my man up from the United Kingdom, Matt Bressington. What's going on, Matt?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling good. Like every single day we get closer to the ELF season is a day that I feel a little bit better. So every time you ask me, it was just going to get a little bit better gradually, 7 times over during a week.
We're gonna beautiful, bro. I mean, we are 58 days away from ELF kickoff. We got a great show for you guys today. Okay, we have 2 absolute superstars joining the show for an interview in just a couple of minutes. Going to be a great. We're really excited to talk to them. You guys, welcome in the chat wherever you are watching from, whichever platform. We're live, I think, on 4 right now, just not on TikTok. Or if you're watching on the relive, all the chats are connected. Put them in there and we will see them here. You guys are integral parts of the show. Okay, so after we have this interview with our 2 superstars, we've got kind of a new segment here, as seen on social, and Matt's got a little trivia game for me here. It might make me look a little bit stupid, but it's going to be fun. Then, of course, Matt, your big time to shine, the signing center, which we will get to some of the big signings, players and coaches recently. And then another interesting segment, Matt, ELF stars who we love, who are still unsigned, and we don't know where they're going to be going yet. And then we're going to be focusing on a team that maybe had a little bit of a disappointing season last year, but are putting together an offense that might just make some noise. So we got a great show for you guys. Like I said, welcome to everybody in the chat. You guys feel free to throw your thoughts and questions in there as we get ready to jump right on in to our interview with our 2 superstars from the Wrocław Panthers, Devan Burrell and AJ Wentland. Let's get them on the show. There we go.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having us.
There we
Awesome. Fellas, we are thrilled to have you on the show. Everybody in the chat, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in there. Dev, first of all, man, I got to apologize because you and I were supposed to do an interview last week, and I got sick as hell and couldn't do it. But what better way to do it than to do it live on the show, and also joined with your teammate AJ Wentland. You 2 guys have been kind of some of the premier names in the league for the last few years. My first question to you guys, both of you guys coming back to the same team, you have continuity of American imports on that Panthers defense. How important is that, and how beneficial is that to have 2 kind of veteran leaders coming back to the squad?
You want me to go, Dev, or you want to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back with the Panthers. It's a great organization. Always excited to work with Dev. I've been working with him the last few years. One of the hardest workers that I've been with. Great athlete, and especially to be a part of this defense with Coach Kuligowski being second year in his system. I think our defense is going to be a lot better than what we had last year. We had the #1 rush defense. Want to get better with that and just continue to grow. We have new pieces coming in, and I think that the defense will be better than what we had last year. We had a good defense, but I think we'll strive to be great this season. And offensively, we got DJ at quarterback. He's awesome. Been working with him since he got here. And Burrell Stewart, last time Stu and I were on the same team, we won a championship in Germany. So really excited to work with him again. Great guy, and I'm just really excited about this season.
Yeah, man, when you guys won that championship, that was against me. It was kind of a heartbreaker. You guys absolutely I'm kind of ripping up old wounds right now. Dev, what about you? How you feel?
You were saying about the continuity with the defense, right? Yeah. So basically, I think it's good because me and AJ like bounce off each other. He handles the line, handles the linebackers, and I handle the DBs and stuff like that. So as far as that, we just work hard, man. He real reason why I came back. It's difficult to find players like that. Like, you don't see a lot of guys playing with each other back to back years. Like, you see everybody splits up every other year. So I think that's good for us as far as, our situation in Leipzig and us, not having a team anymore, us having to move. And, AJ was the one that actually brought me here. So, we're going to keep going at it and trying to win, man. That's all we want to do.
That's it. I love working with Dev, man. It's been a blessing since he came over in Leipzig, and it's been just awesome growing every year, seeing him grow every season. And like I said, I think this season we're going to have a really good group on defense, and especially as a whole. And the Polish players they're always working hard. They're tough, gritty guys. We have a lot of really good Polish players, and I think you guys will be hopefully, I think you guys will be surprised on what you see on the product that we show this season.
Yeah, they're going to be surprised for sure.
We love that, bro. And but just from the chat, Hurricane 99 says AJ born with that neck. Giving a
Yes,
shout out
sir.
to elite linebacker neck, bro. You got like you got the perfect linebacker neck right there. I don't know if you were born with this as a gift or if this is something you hit in the weight room. Either way.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I used to wrestle growing up, so I think wrestling always like made my neck really strong. And then playing football my whole life, but even now I still do neck exercises because it's important as a football player, to protect your head, protect your neck. So I still, keep it strong.
Absolutely. Matt, you got a question?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Devan, I've scouted you since before you even came to Leipzig. I had you on my boards. Me and you have talked for years. From year one, Leipzig, and then you went to Milan. Now you're in Panthers for your second season. How has your game developed over that time?
It was developed by just being more mature and being as far as a player that what can I say? Like being smarter. Your IQ has to rise like every year. So I didn't start playing football until college. So I played basketball, so I've been playing football for 7 years now. But my IQ is just going up and up and up and up every year. And just being a better player as far as watching the film study, things like that. It really takes a toll if you don't, because you won't know people's tendencies. You won't know what he likes to do on second down, what he likes to do on third down. And I play corner, and it's more like a thinking game. So, I grew up in Las Vegas. I used to watch boxing a lot and stuff like that. So it's really like a chess match. So I'm really starting to be able to treat it like that every year now. Like more this year now, it's gonna be a chess match every time. Every receiver I match up with is gonna be a chess match. He's gonna have to outthink me. You're gonna have to outwill me the whole time because it's like a chess match. I take it like boxing. That's what I've been working on the most, is my IQ and knowing where to be on third downs, knowing where to be on second downs, and knowing how to hide this coverage, disguise this coverage, and show him this, but I'm really in this. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, man, I think that corner, you have to have the most elite mentality in football because you got to have that short memory if you get beat on a play. Not saying that this ever happens to you, but for a corner, you really have to have that kind of dog mentality.
Yeah, it's like a fight, like boxing. Like you jab you one time, boom, you forget it. All right, forget about it. Come right back.
Absolutely. I'm wondering, both of you guys, AJ, you can answer first, and then Dev. Do you guys feel like you guys are a little overlooked out there in Poland? Maybe a little underappreciated, at least in the off-season stuff. Do you guys get that vibe?
Yeah, a little bit, but at the end of the day, I really pride myself on just like destroying the hype, and I think a lot of the guys have that same mentality here. It's like we don't really care what other people say. We don't let anyone define our success. Like last season, our season was a 6-6 season. We know that we could have been in the playoffs easily, just with a couple score differences. It was really close games. We think that this season is going to be the same. We're gonna have a lot of battles. We're gonna have a lot of close games, but we're gonna win. And we're excited to get out there and show everybody that we belong at the top. If we get into that playoff race, it's going to be a dogfight to the end. And if we get in there, anybody can win. So we know that it's up to us to get it done. So we don't really worry about what other people say or the hype that goes on. We're just excited to go out there and beat everybody on our schedule. Not looking at our schedule, it's like I can't think anyone that we can't beat. So we're excited to get out there and play against some new teams this year and continue to battle in the East as well. So just looking forward to it. And like I said, just priding ourselves on defining our own success and not letting anyone else do that for us.
Yeah, and for me, I think I like it. I like as far as we don't get as much credit in the off season because it's like a prove it thing. Nobody's gonna give us nothing if we haven't proved it yet. So, and I feel like that puts a chip on the shoulders, of the guys that we play with here, and it puts a chip on my shoulder too. Like I'm kind of my mind might be kind of like a different agent, but that fuels me. It bothers me, but it gets me to the point to where it makes me work harder.
Exactly.
That's it. So
exactly. Every day we're out there competing. I love it. Like just the last 3 days going out there and just balling out. We, even Dev and I get a little chippy with each other. We push each other every day. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, we was arguing yesterday about who worked out the most. Since I'm like, bro, I worked out more than you yesterday. I definitely
said, no, I did 3 yesterday. He's like, no, you did 2. I'm like, no, you did 2.
Who wins? Who is working out more right now?
We don't know.
We're both. We're
We're
both
gonna
here
go
every
back and
day.
forth
You
for
know,
an hour right now.
yeah, we're on the field every day. That's why I was asking Max before the show. I'm like, when we get off, we can go. You know, go head out to it.
Back into it.
We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go quick so you guys can get to the gym and compete with each other. Matt, you got another question?
For sure. So AJ, you've been in Europe. Me and you talked about it on the chat for nearly 10 years. You played with literally everyone. You and Glenn, you and Daryl, like you played with everyone. You've also last season saw the Panthers had a lot of QB issues. It was rotating in and out. Offense never really got started. Also, DJ is new to Europe. It's like you've seen a lot of different quarterbacks come in. You've seen them struggle. What sets DJ apart? What's the evaluation? Sell me on DJ Irons. We've got to have DJ Irons on the team. How's your proposal to that?
Yeah, definitely. DJ is a guy that works hard. I saw that right away. He's got the right mentality just coming in. He's a positive leader, a guy that can influence the other players around him, and he's about that work. He's about that action. He's ready to compete. He's ready to defy the odds. You know, destroy the hype. He's got that same mentality that Dev and I have. That same chip on our shoulder. You know, he's a guy that played at a big school, but he's also faced a lot of adversity in his life. You know, nothing was handed to him, and he understands that. He loves playing football. He loves the game. It's like I haven't worked with a quarterback like that in a long time that just has that same mentality of like playing as like a linebacker. I could see him playing on defense. He's got that same dog mentality. So I think those are huge assets right there that you want a quarterback. Leadership, a guy that's going to be gritty, a guy's going to go out there and show it, lead by example. I haven't heard him complain about anything, and that's just one thing that I just really like about him. Already working with him, and we get along with each other on and off the field, and I think that he's going to be a great asset to the team. I think he's going to lead the offense. Him and Burrell Stewart working together, and we have a lot of other pieces coming in as well in the offense, and guys who've been out here. David Brzezowski at running back. We've built up the O-line. I think our offense is going to be a lot better this season. We got some great coaches.
I think your mic's gone. I think your mic's gone.
I didn't want to say nothing because I thought
There you go.
We might have to get you a repeat, maybe some of that. I think
maybe AJ, you can refresh that. Maybe refresh that or something. It'll fix the mic. What in the meantime, Dev, we got a question from the chat for you from Flat Op Dion, and we throwing this up here on the screen. Which wide receiver battle are you looking? How'd they say that? Looking up for? Which one are you excited about? Who you looking at?
All of them, honestly. I'm not really too shaky on no receiver yet because I'm gonna study him. I'm gonna see what he does. I'm gonna go watch his college tape. I'm gonna go watch his overseas tape wherever he played anywhere else. I'm gonna go watch wherever he's played. I'm gonna watch him. So I gotta think. Honestly, let me think. Let me not just be like that. Let me think.
Yeah, give it to him.
Why is it? I had that back to Terminator himself. While you think about that.
Who other? Yeah. Let me just say Reese Horn. Yeah. He put that. You know, he. What did he say the other day on a little thing talking about he ready for what or something? He said something. Man. Yeah. Reese gonna get it, man.
He gave you.
Let's just say Reese Horn, baby. He had 3 touchdowns in the championship. Yeah, let's just say Reese. I'm looking forward to Reese, man.
A little bulletin board material there, Dev. He gave you something.
Most definitely.
Okay.
You know?
Speaking of the Vikings, we got another good question from the chat from Heroes Fate. Having lost to the Vikings in very close games for you guys, how much does that matchup define the outcome of your season? Would you call this a rivalry with the Vikings?
Yep, and I think this is the most important game. You know, our coach has been stressing that. We get them. We gonna go to where we want to go. That's what I think.
Awesome. Hey, AJ, let's see. How's your audio? Is your stuff back?
He's flipping his camera.
He's going to landscape. Also all right. Okay. So we
muted.
You good, AJ?
Dev, I do have another question for you. You obviously back-to-back special teams player of the year. Pretty damn impressive. What makes it, and this is obviously coming from all of your success with the returns. Okay. What makes somebody so good at kickoff and punt returns? What is it specifically that allows you to have such success? I mean, because you really blow everyone else out of the water when it comes to this.
Oh, so I really worked with my coach, my first special teams coach in Leipzig. His name is not ringing the bell in my head right now. But as far as like being good on special teams, I think it's honestly a gift right now, bro, because I never did this my whole life. I never did it in college. They didn't let me really do it in college. I don't know. And then when I went to Leipzig, I was working with Steve McShane. And then he was telling me, he's like, man, you could be real good at this. I was just learning how to catch the ball. He's like, I'm just learning how to. So Leipzig was my first year ever returning ever in my life. Like the year when I went to Leipzig and Milan. So I was just working on it, working on it, working on it, working on it. Seeing which way the wind blows with it. You got it. I'll tell you all the steps. Seeing which way the wind blows because you don't want to drop the ball. That's the first thing. The wind could be coming this way. The ball gonna drop this way. If the point of the ball is coming this way, it's dropping this way. Learning little stuff like that and learning gap schemes. So it's basically like playing running back. So, and the gap, how everybody's lined up now. So once you find that hole, you get somebody to pull and stuff like that, you follow that gap and you gone. But honestly, bro, Sam Belkin, that was his name, Sam Belkin. There's somebody put it on the thing.
Oh, there we go.
But
Yeah.
as far being the best special team, bro, I really you got to just want it. I want it. That's what it is. Every time I get the ball, I feel like I'm going to score. I never felt like, and it might stop me. It might stop me here. If you don't tackle me, I'm going to score the ball. Like that's just my mentality to be the best returner, things like that. If you don't stop me once I get into full speed and I'm head down, it's over. That's all I be thinking that's all I think, honestly.
You can see that when you watch it on tape, bro. You can see the mentality actually when you are returning some of these. Matt, you got another question?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it when you're playing on press coverage too. That twitchiness,
true.
aggressiveness that comes in with your press coverage. But like, I wanted to expand just a little bit. You mentioned that you watch back into their college tape or into their old European tape or whatnot.
Yes,
How
sir.
in depth do you go when you're facing a receiver one-on-one that you respect a lot? So someone like Reese Horn or another receiver, if you want to call a shot, another receiver in the league, how in depth do you go into them?
Well, I'll go in depth as far as, his college. I probably couldn't find his high school stuff on Huddle. I probably could, but I can find his college years. I can find the years and the reps he did in the NFL, the years he did. I think he did the XFL or UFL, something like that. Anything like that, I will do anything. Write it down, right? So I would study him the whole week, or however long I have to study him. If I feel like he's really going to be a problem and I'm not feeling like that, I'll do that. So as far as in depth, it's like, what does he like to run on third down? What routes do they give him on first down? Where's the where we at on the field at this time? Are we in scoring range? Are we at the 40? Can they throw a bomb right now? Is it second down? They're gonna take a shot. Is it first down? Is it first and 10? Or you feel me? Is it first and 10? But they're on a run right now, so they might just take a shot. You never know. Like they might be in a one back set. They might be in a two back set. They might be in a formation where he's in the slot now to where he might want to run a corner out. They put guys like that, the Americans there. So it depends. It all really depends. So I really be studying him anywhere that he could be on the field. Any type of formation that I've seen, because they could run something last year. Vienna could run something last year one time, and I'll find it. And if they come in that formation the next year again, I'll know exactly what's going on and what's happening.
It's cool to hear how much of your game is mental and preparation. Obviously, you have all the physical gifts and the speed and the explosiveness, stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing here is it's so much preparation, it's so much mentality, and you're winning that war inside in between the ears. And it's a really cool thing, man. You can see that in the way that you play.
You have to. I think you got to do that just to be a step ahead. Like even though I'll do it on kickoff sometimes too. Like if I look at a guy like. There, like some guys put guys on special teams, he doesn't really play. I'll look like it's just like Bobby Boucher. I'll look, I'm like, he's not ready. I'm going that way. Like he's gonna get blocked. I see it. He doesn't want to tackle today. I'm going that way. And I'm going that way. And it happens basically.
Maxie, we got to get a clip of that with Devan and then Bobby Boucher, a clip from the Water Boy, okay? And that should be on social media within 24 hours. Devan, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. AJ as well. I don't know if you can hear us, AJ. All right, around. You guys,
going.
Devan, AJ, we appreciate it, man, from both of you guys coming on the show. We're so excited to watch you play this year. Just two of the best players in this league, and we're excited, man. So thanks a lot. Now, go to the gym, both of you, and out-compete each other, okay?
Yeah, I got you, my boy. Appreciate y'all, bro, man.
Brother.
All right. See you, man. AJ, we'll see you later.
See you soon, AJ.
You can hear us. Two of the best in the league. AJ, we ended up having a little bit of problems, but we got some good insights from AJ before he went all robot on us. Don't you think?
Terminator-esque, yeah.
Man, I remember watching. So I've played against AJ for years and years, and then with Dev, I remember seeing him when he was playing with Algoy in person, and just the explosiveness. He's playing safety, and he was just flying around like no other. It was so impressive, and so it's awesome to see these guys balling out in the ELF. All right, Matt, we got a new segment here, okay, that we are going to try out. As seen on social, and everybody look at it, appreciate that graphic from Maxie, our director producer right there. So we got this new segment, as seen on social. If you guys see anything on ELF social media channels, then comment that you want to see on the show and us discuss on the show. Comment underneath hashtag ELF live. We'll check this regularly to see any of the content that maybe we'll bring up here on the show. All right. So Matt, I think we're starting off in the north here with our producer Maxie's hometown, Hamburg, with their quarterback, Michael Leon. He is baking a Franzbrötchen, which is a traditional food from up there in Hamburg. Max, we got the clip? Maybe not.
You've been in Germany so long, and pronunciation is getting very nice.
Pretty good, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, here's the thing. So he's making a Franzbrötchen. At least it's not a fish brötchen, which is disgusting, and also a delicacy in Hamburg, which I'm glad he's not doing that. I think it would scare away an American here. But Matt, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, obviously this is a fun thing, but I think it's cool when American imports kind of get to dive into the culture of the city that they're in. Obviously, they're here to play football, but it's also a cultural experience as well, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think integrating your quarterback into the team, especially with my case, first year in Europe, he needs to experience these different things. And we've talked about it for you're an American that came over to Europe. There is a big culture shock for some guys that have come from Florida or Indianapolis or New York, and they're coming into sometimes very different places. So I think integrating them into that is really good. And it shows good marketing. I was talking to a GM in the awards about how we need to show more players' faces so they're more recognizable, and if we could build off of them and they can get more attention from the fans, and that gets more attention to the league. And it's just a circle of life for the ELF, I think.
Absolutely. So, Matt, speaking of players' faces, we have got another segment here on the As Seen on Social, which I'm a little bit nervous for, a little bit of a trivia game that you've got for me.
Yes.
Tell me what we're doing here.
Right. Let me tell you what we got. So we've got some players in their youth that we got some pictures. I'm going to give you one hint. And if you want to follow along in the chat, you can go on the Instagram as well on a different device to still tune in. Every single one of these, except for one, is played in the ELF, so you should get them. And it's young players. You got to guess just off of these pictures.
I'm nervous, man. My heart is beating. All right, so here we go. Throwback Thursday on the ELF. Guys in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to participate and help me out here. All right, give me the first one. Who we got?
Here we are. Number one. And just for everyone playing at home, the child on the left.
Okay, child on the left. This is hard, dude. All right, hold on. I'm pulling it up here on my phone, so I have it in HD.
Yeah, you can ask. I'll give you like one hint, or I'll give you two hints throughout all 10. You can have two hints.
Okay. So like a lifeline. How about?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Indiana. You know what? Hold on. This is kind of a shot in the dark right here. Child on the left. Is this Reese Horn?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you get that. I really didn't think you'd get that.
Half-court shot. See, you know why I picked that? Because I think the other one's his brother right there, and it kind of looks like he's related to Reese Horn. All right, there we go. One for one. Who would have thought? Give me the next one, Matt.
Number two. Here we go.
All right, who we got? On the tricycle.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Seems American with the shoes. Give me a hint, Matt. Give me a lifeline.
All right, you have interviewed this man
Recently?
Yes.
Within the last couple of minutes recently?
No,
Okay.
no, not that recently. But you have formally interviewed this gentleman.
Who we got? Anybody in the chat got this one for me?
Yeah, you can have like a chat lifeline. You can have like a phone a friend if you want.
Phone a friend. Man, I'm gonna phone you. You're my friend.
There we go.
Who is it?
You want a final?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. It's Tamawa Ayewo.
Oh gosh, of course.
An American. I was like,
like him. What's his name? Damn. My bad, Tommy. My bad. All right. Give me the next one.
Should be instant.
Oh, this guy has not changed one bit. Riley Hennessy, Camus Papermakers. Played for the youth. Fun fact: the Camas Papermaker. So that's the youth team that he played for in Camas, Washington, which is right by Portland, Oregon. And when he went to the Camas High School, he played against my brother in high school, and they actually blew them out. And Riley likes to remind my family of that every chance he gets. So that one's Riley Hennessy. Easy.
There we are. A bit of Alfieri lore as well, right? Number 4.
All right, guys in the chat. Glenn, I see you in the chat. Marcus, I see you in the chat. Okay, Jamal's in the chat. Help me out. All right, who we got here?
There you go.
Now, is that Kyle?
No, it's not Kyle. It's not Kyle. Think other side of the ball.
Offense. Guys, who anyone in the chat?
This one's a tough one.
Is it a receiver?
No. Which narrows it down. This one's a really. I never would have got this one ever. But
Matthew McKay.
No, but that was a really good guess. But
Damn.
you're really, really close.
Who is it?
It's DJ Irons.
Oh, this is the one who hasn't been in the ELF yet.
There you
All right,
go.
DJ.
There you go.
Irons.
Right, got it. There you are. DJ
All right,
Irons.
my bad, DJ. All right, my bad, DJ.
Number
All right,
5.
give me the next one. Oh my gosh, he looks the exact same. We just interviewed him. That's AJ on the left, isn't it?
I think so.
Gotta be.
I think so. You can confirm in the chat. I thought you were going to say, it's obvious we just had him on. It's Devan Burrell.
That's AJ before he started hitting the neck exercises. He got that elite linebacker neck. Is that correct? That's AJ Wentland?
That is correct. That is correct. Well done.
Easy
well
money.
done.
Hey, I'm doing way better than I thought.
That's
I thought I was
right,
going to
yeah, you are. The most American picture I've ever seen.
Europeans are having culture shock seeing this photo right here. This is what we American families like to do with the children, all right? He's got that cowboy Western vest on with the American flag background. This one's easy. This one's easy, okay? That's Dart Clark, Jadrian Clark,
Yes,
former ELF MVP, back-to-back champion.
Yeah.
That's Adrian?
Yes, that's Captain America himself. Yeah.
Captain
You
America.
got it. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Here we go. Proud of that one. Oh, my gosh. Glenn, come on, man. Easy. Glenn, before the hair, before the dreads,
But he's now not got dreads, so it's back to.
Now you're back. Now you're back looking the exact same, Glenn.
There we go.
Horrible there. Look at that. Look at that future ELF MVP right there.
Easy one for you. This one, this is off.
All right, hold on. Ball security's not good. Okay. Beach.
Do you still have a hint? Do you want to remind? You only got.
True, I'm only give me the hint. Macaulay Culkin. Someone sent in the chat. Give me a hint on this one, Matt.
That's tripped me up. This is a European multiple-time All-Star.
Oh gosh.
The European and American football is definitely different. You know, that's unusual.
No, that's wild. Having an American football as a little kid on it. This is probably some sort of European beach right here.
I'll give you another hint because I'm feeling nice. He's also played in America in collegiate level.
Give me the answer. I forfeit.
It is Adria Botello Moreno.
Ah, damn.
There we go. Played the end in college. Fun fact.
Okay, there we go.
There
All
we
right,
go.
give me that next one.
This one's gonna be easy.
Oh my goodness gracious. My boy, my former teammate, Mitchell Fettig, playing some baseball growing up in Washington right there. Mitch, you also look the exact same.
Yes, he does.
That's
Bingo.
Mitch Fettig. Easy money right there. All right, easy money.
Last one.
Oh, shoot. All right.
I never would have got this one either, unless I saw it when I saw it
The
retweeted.
kid in the middle, right?
Yes.
I got none.
This one's a tough one. That's Devan Buckram.
Ah, Devan. Oh, that's why he commented on the thing. Who gave you permission to use this? He probably didn't like the photo or something. And then he's probably pissed off that we're even doing this on the show. Sorry, Devan.
Probably.
I
I
didn't
hope
choose-
you don't find my ones. That's the
All right.
bad one.
Matt, I kind of did a little bit better than I
You
thought I
did
would.
really well. Like you pulled the Reese Horn one. I really didn't think you'd get that. That was very impressive. I'm very impressed.
I'm actually that Reese Horn one. I got to pat myself on the back right there. I was using context clues and kind of brotherly similarities right there. All right, so there we go. That's a fun little segment right there. Players as kids. All right, and then one more in the as seen on social. Tremaine Edmonds from the Chicago Bears, giving a shout out to the ELF and the Madrid Bravos right here. So we're not playing the audio right here, but you can go check this out on social media. But he says, Tremaine Edmonds with the Bears here. I just want to say I appreciate all the support and definitely admire what y'all have going on. Keep up the positivity in the city of Madrid. The kids are looking up to y'all. Like I said, man, we are all in it together. For one common goal, that's to win, that's to spread the love of the game of football. So you've got a supporter in me, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Go Bravos. This is cool, Matt, isn't it?
Yes, really, really cool. I'd love to see some more people come, like NFL players, when they play the international games, come to an ELF game. That'd be really cool to see.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, we got to get some sort of partnership right there. And obviously, there's going to be an NFL game in Madrid this year. More and more NFL games coming to Europe, which is exactly what we like to see. Growth of the game. All right, so that is our new little segment as seen on social. Remember, guys, you can do hashtag ELF Live on anything you see on the social media channels. Maybe we get it in here and we talk about it on the show. All right, Matt, next segment, and it is Matt Bressington's time to shine, the signing center. All right, our resident ELF expert. We're going to go through the signing center right here, starting off with the Munich Ravens signing linebacker Dominic Schmidt, played previously for the Allgäu Comets. He's from Kempten, Germany. Beautiful area down there, I must say. Matt, thoughts on him and the signing?
That's it. You said this about much time. I'm going to go absolutely ballistic on some of these points because this is me. This is my scouting resume. Dominic, a very, very fun player. He's the kind of guy that's going to make a former linebacker like yourself. Well, I should say former, current, just in case you decide to put back on.
Thank you.
He is going to make you want to get off the sofa and go and tackle some tackle bags. He is ultra hyper aggressive. Usually I only put one. I've double barreled it just for him. The only player I've ever double barreled down my notes. Been flexible across the line. He is undersized, as you can see by the measurement, standing at 5'9", just a shade under 200 pounds. So he is going to be playing a lot more outside, but do not think that impacts him when it comes to the aggressiveness and the recklessness that he can come through. He is cutting through lines. He's taking people on. His leverage is excellent because he does have that short stance, but he is here to rival some of the 100 tackling clubs. I think we had 7 last year. We might have an 8th in the Munich Ravens defense.
Look, man, I love an undersized linebacker. Like I said, I was one myself back in my day. Thanks for continuing to put me in the category of current linebacker. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. But I love an undersized linebacker, high motor kind of guy. These are the guys that bring great energy. Also, he's coming up now to the ELF for playing the GFL. Could be a guy that makes an impact here. All right, let's go to the Madrid Bravos, and they have strengthened their defense with Devan DB. He played previously in Germany with the Paderborn Dolphins. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. Matt, thoughts on this signing?
A steal. I've messaged Andrew as soon as I watched the tape. I was like, this is an absolute steal of a pickup. Obviously, former D1 guy, but he has a great size. He's going to be playing a lot of safety within this system. He is very aggressive. I've got only hyper in this one, not quite Dominic Schmidt levels of aggression, but he's got also great instincts. He can read things so well. He trusts himself. He comes down to the box, knives through all of the traffic. You know, when a player just has that ability to avoid players,
yes,
A to B, like a straight line, straight through everything. I did have some doubts. Here's something you find out when you do a bit of research. Found out it's 40, not great. You know, we looked at that. Only about 4.65, I believe, as pro day. I messaged him about it. I was like, you know, what's the down low? 20 miles an hour winds in front of him, so he probably has a little bit quicker speed than what we thought. I need to have a look at his man coverage when it comes into the league. I think that could be, you know, he's taking that step up from the GFL. It was a gem because the Dolphins were not a superb team. I think Andrew has worked some magic with this one. I'm really excited to see Yin Yang in the league.
Yeah, I also really trust Coach Andrew's recruiting ability. I think he's proven to know what he is doing here in Europe. One of our kind of smartest offensive minds in the league. So I like that signing as well. All right, moving on. Next one. Let's get into the Alps. We were just in Madrid in Spain. Now we're in Tyrol. The Raiders have added a playmaking cornerback, Dijon Walls. He's from Hazelwood, Missouri. And Matt, what do we got here?
Another aggressive ball player, but this one's a little bit different. He's more of the corner. He's going to sink his hips. He's going to take on your favorite receiver, and he's going to put his hand in their chest. That's what he's going to do. He knives through every single route. He has honestly some of the best hips Here's the big thing, though. Here's the caveat. He's coming from an NAIA background.
Okay.
Fresh out of college. Like, he just finished his education. So this is his first season coming over to Europe. Big step. Like, it's a very different place from Morningside to the middle of the Alps. So we're going to see how he adjusts that, see how he adjusts to European life. I think that he could be another one of these players in Tyrrell, like we had Devan Taylor last season, who kind of goes under the radar, but is secretly like a lockdown corner because he plays exactly how I wish I played when I was playing at cornerback.
I hope you can find some inspiration watching him this year, Matt. You've translated your talents here to the media side of things.
There we go.
All right, so that's what we got with the Raiders. Now, let's move on to a little bit of a coaching change up here. We're just talking about Coach Andrew Weidinger, former offensive coordinator with the Rhein Fire, very successful. He's gone now, head coach of the Madrid Bravos. They had to replace him at the Rhein Fire, and they brought in Ed Werner. He is going to be the offensive coordinator of back-to-back champion, the Rhein Fire. One of the most respected offensive line coaches in the United States. He's coached kind of all over in college, won a national championship with Ohio State as their offensive line coach. So he brings a plethora of experience to the already experienced Rhein Fire coaching staff. Matt, thoughts on this?
Amazing. You got already outstanding offensive line in Rhein Fire. They lose a couple guys like Pepler to the Raiders and Jasper Frisk to Prague Lions. But then you just add so much incentive for these younger guys to come in. If Ed's going to stay there for a few seasons, which I really hope he does, you got the Dustador Panther just down the road, who are like one of the best youth systems in all of Europe. So they're going to be producing guys, some guys that are really exciting coming through at the moment. They can come in, be taught by, like you said, one of the best offensive line coaches there is. He's a great mind, great reputation. He's going to, I'm sure, be great in Europe with Jim Tomsula. And I think we're going to see a very, very formidable offensive line just get a little bit better this season.
Man, I'm so curious about the Rhein Fire, man. I know they lost kind of like a good handful of stars on the field and also some star coaches, but they're reloading as well, man. I mean, I'm very curious to see how they come out this year. Always going to be a threat. All right, let's move back down to Austria for our next one. And it's Jan-Philipp Baumbach. He returns to the Vikings. Vienna Vikings is one of the best defensive lines in the entire league last year, if not the best. He has played for the Sea Devils. He's from Hamburg. He played for the Kings, back to the Sea Devils in 23. Played for the Vikings last year, and he is going to be returning to the Vikings, playing under Coach Chris Kalaikai once again. Matt, thoughts on Baumbach back to the Vikings?
I'm a massive Baumbach fan, and I will not apologize to anyone for being a massive Jan Baumbach fan. He's huge, 6'4", 243, exactly perfect rush. He says outside linebacker, which he is, but he is coming off the edge more as a pass rusher. Former Division I athlete with Colorado State, former IPP player. That speaks to his level of athleticism. They don't let anyone in to the NFL, and he had an opportunity, just about fell short, but I'm happy we get a keep in Europe. High-level pass rusher, strong, explosive, quick off the ball. He is everything you want. That's why they brought him back. Big thing, struggles with injuries. We have had him miss a few games here and there, a little bit inconsistent with that level. If he can lock all the way in, he could be a challenger for Carl Kitchen's sack record. He's already third all-time in ELF sacks. He can completely dismantle an offense. Like, he is such an impact player. I love Jan-Philipp Baumbach. I'm so excited we get to see him in Vienna again, because you spoke about all that talent around him, and I think that just takes some of the pressure away from him and Thomas Schaefer and other guys that are so good, and it just lets all of them shine in their own right.
Absolutely, man. I mean, in the Vikings, I feel like all these guys that played for the Vikings, they finished last season with a bad taste in their mouth. Vikings are going to be coming back with a vengeance. And those guys that played in that championship game that did not go the way that they wanted, I mean, they're going to be highly, highly motivated this year. And you love to see an elite squad like that bringing back some of their elite pieces. Great for the league. All right, we've got one more here in our signing center. To the purple, the boys in purple, the Frankfurt Galaxy. They have signed, let's call it an experienced 30-year-old cornerback, Channing Stribling, American, who has played in the XFL, played in the USFL. Fun fact, played with my brother on the Philadelphia Stars in the USFL, and he is going to be joining the Frankfurt Galaxy. Matt, thoughts on this?
All right, I'll lay a little bit of groundwork for the story. This offseason has been an absolute nuclear arms race for talent. And this shows the level of talent that we were able to recruit in Europe. This guy is, from what I'm being told from very trusted sources that I'm around, a defensive player of the year front runner, not potential front runner. Like he could be elite. They're calling 10 pick seasons. They're saying Galaxy having the number one passing defense just off of him. He's an elite level ball player. Some of the best hips and feet. I think I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant. I think he has the best hips and feet we've ever seen at the European League of Football for this position. He is incredible. Go and watch some of his tape. He's a multiple year star at Michigan. He then goes over, gets 7 picks in 7 games in USFL, gets the pick leader, also an all-team defensive player. He is phenomenal. He's the kind of guy that you want for. And guess what, Nick? I'm going to do one better. That season he got, that all-star season, guess who was his head coach?
Talk to me. Who?
The head coach he has currently now at Frankfurt Galaxy with Bart. So this is a match made in absolute heaven. This is going to be
love to see that. And I watched a little bit of this tape. I mean, this dude is legit. It's just what you said, man. It actually speaks to the strength of the league that we're able to get some of these players high level at one of the most blue blood Division I college football universities, Michigan. Absolute baller there. He's gonna come out here, join the boys in purple. The Frankfurt Galaxy, this is a team that is also, they were a little bit underperforming last year, a little bit disappointed, had flashes of some greatness, and they're really looking to make a run this year, and he's going to be a massive piece to that. So there we have it. That is our signing center for this. Matt, these are some crazy signings, man.
That's why I'm here. That's my job.
Fantastic. All right, let's move on to kind of a new segment as well. So we just talked about players who have signed, but there are a good handful of ELF stars, guys that we kind of love and have seen in the league, perform really well, be big names, who are still unsigned. Okay, we've got a couple graphics up here for you guys. Let's throw this up here so we can take a look at some of the stars that are still unsigned. We see Aslan Zetterberg. He played for the Surge a couple years ago. He played for the Musketeers last year. We've got defensive rookie of the year, Pierre-Yves Maho from the Mercenaries last year, unsigned. Aaron Donkor. Matt, what jumps out to you here?
I need to give all of them their flowers, Nick. I'm going to go on another bit of a rant. So we got Aslan Zetterberg, Swedish defensive tackle, and I'm going to be a little bit hyperbolic. I'm going to hype him up a little bit. The best interior pass rusher we have in Europe. He is phenomenal. He affects the pass in deflections and with pressures as well. Looking really forward to getting into his tape if and when he signs. Every team in the league after Aslan Zetterberg. A little bit undersized, but he is a truly phenomenal player. Number 2. We got Pierre, young guy, got 7 sacks last season, had a bit of a spurt of a couple games where he just was an absolute wrecker on the defensive line. He's big, he's young, he is a homegrown. I do favor him to come back to Mercenaries. They have a very young, very athletic defensive line. If you remember, they've also got D1 Alfred Sagna on the line as well. And you add in that other experienced lineman. It's going to be very good. I think that benefits him most personally. If I'm going to pick a team for Aslan, by the way, it would be Nordic or Paris. Just to return and just to be homegrown would be amazing. Aaron Donkor, former NFL player with the Seattle Seahawks. One of my favorite rushes in the entire league. We saw him in the championship game create so many problems. Saw him all the way out through the year, caused so many problems. He's had Tom Sula now with the defensive line, who is an absolute phenom when it comes to defensive line coaching. I want him to come back to Ryan if I'm going to pick another choice. Maybe someone like Hamburg, you pair him up with Carl Kitchens, that could be absolutely disgraceful to watch on tape. Last one, Robert Lackman, last one, the defensive line. I'm going to go on more rants just yet. Robert Lackman, extremely good pass rusher, amazing burst, amazing strength in his hands. I've just finished some grading on his games. And so far, we got to edit a little bit, one of the highest pass rush pressures and win rates that I've graded so far with defensive linemen. So far, he's hitting at about 33%, which is about Myles Garrett level of pressures.
That's wild. All right. That's wild.
So if he's a phenomenal player, I'd like to see him absolutely anywhere. I know he was at the Raiders. I want to see him. Literally, take your pick. Robert is phenomenal. I hear through the grapevine that he might be signing very soon.
Ooh. Well, how about Pierre? Where would you like to see him?
I think either Helvetic, would suit him best. You just put him with that young talent. It just suits him well.
Yep.
He's going to advance into that E status. Oh, I'm trying to think who has an E left. So you may Paris, maybe they have an E left. They have a couple left. You could put in with Stanley Zalegbe to create like that speed and power dynamic that could be fun on the edges. I think it's kind of hard to the Swiss guys, right? Because you don't have them as multiple teams. They have to be really good to get up to that E level. Maybe another year for him before he gets up to E level.
Yep. And then a shout out to Jamal here. He says, Mercenaries, I'm here. I'm sure he'd like to see Pierre go back to the Mercenaries. All right, let's take a look at some of our linebackers who are unsigned. You know, I love to talk linebackers here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Matt, walk me through this. Who's your kind of your favorite out of this group, and where do you think some of these guys might land?
My favorite is Jordan, because Jordan is athletically a absolute monster. You know, former D1 guy, played a little bit in the NFL with the Chiefs as a practice squad member, then went over to the USFL. I also think with the Stars, so a ton of Stars players who play for the Stars. Like we've got a lot of Stars come over. He is. I got him as athlete. I put him as athlete because you remember he played a little bit of running back for Paris last season because he's just such a good player. He was able to do that. Amazing versatility, quickness, burst, explosiveness, everything you'd expect from a guy who played at Notre Dame. I really, really like Jordan. I want to see him back. I think if you put him at Nordic, you have him, Ludwig, you have Hugo. Both of them are all-stars. You have him on Forda. That could be one of the best defenses instantaneously if you add Jordan into that.
Absolutely, man. How about Zachary Blair? I mean, we've saw him bounced around the league. He's been one of the few American linebackers. You know, I'm very biased in favor of American linebackers. Thoughts on him?
I like Zach Blair. He's amazing. And also affects the special teams like crazy. He had like, 7 or 8 blocked kicks like throughout his career. Like he gets everywhere. Had injuries with Milan last season, unfortunately, because when you have him on the field, it was just different. Milan were not a good defensive unit. Let me just be honest about it. But you put him in and they looked a lot better. They looked like they were not still a great defensive unit, but if you avoided him, then you have some ways around. He is that good. You need to go around him to get to the actual point. Unfortunately, he's not currently re-signed. This kind of speaks to something I want you to talk about more on as an American linebacker, because currently it's just AJ, because Dawson Dale is our favorite 4-2 running linebacker. is not here. I believe he's
it's a damn shame the fastest player in the league last year, Dawson Dales, is not returning. But yeah, man, I mean, we're seeing it. It's kind of a dying breed, the American linebacker. And now AJ is really the only true inside linebacker we have left. The Cologne signed an American linebacker, but as you said, he's more of kind of a outside backer, edge rush type player, not a true ILB. We're seeing less and less of that. It's clearly the move, the status quo for teams to go with American DBs more often or a defensive end. But I do think, you know, if you have the right guy at linebacker, like a guy like AJ that can affect the entire field, sideline to sideline, be able to stop the run, also very effective in the pass, and then a great emotional veteran leader. So I'm always a big fan of these kind of guys, but we're seeing teams go sort of in a different direction. Who knows? Maybe we'll see kind of the pendulum swing back the other way in a couple of years in the ELF. But right now, the American linebacker is a rare breed. But we see there's a lot of really good European linebackers. Like we've got some pretty elite European linebackers as well. All right, let's switch over, Matt, to the other side of the ball. Wide receivers who are currently unsigned, or at least publicly unsigned. Some glaring names here. Okay, some big superstars. Malik Stanley, Markel Castle, Lewis Geyer, Nathaniel Robitaille. These are all guys that have made massive splashes and been pretty dominant in their respective times in the ELF. What are your thoughts here?
These are all stars. Like, this is insane. Malik, a physical, absolute monster. Against Paris, one of my favorite games I've ever watched from a receiver. I'm getting into super niche stuff. He rips the ball out of the hand like Moss level out of Chandler Jones. You know how much I love Chandler Jones, also a DB that's unsigned. I really want him back. But Malik Stanley is an absolute physical monster on the X. True X receiver, can just space everything out so fast, so big, so physical, great catch radius. You got Lewis Geyer, who is, I think we all know, we probably think he's going to come back to the Surge. He has been there for years. He started there. I know he had that 1 year in Cologne, but he is, you know, he is the Surge. He's kind of the face of that team, I think, especially as a German perspective. He's amazing. He's a 2-time All-Star now, especially considering he was a pioneer of the league. He's in his 5th season. I think he's younger than me. He's like 24.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. I can't wait to see him potentially with Riley again, with Pedro as well. You add in Cotton as well. That receiver core, if he does come back, is just top 3. We thinking maybe. Yeah, and they got Robitaille, had a great season in the Hungarian team with the Andronas. Speed. He is 32. That's my thing, right? You know, he is. We said that last season. I know you had him high on your rankings. Silas had him high on his rankings, I think. But he is not currently re-signed, and he's a smaller slot receiver. We've got quite a lot of the bigger receivers currently at the moment, which is maybe the way the meta is moving in the ELF, which is interesting. Markel Castle. How a Triple Crown winner is not unsigned is unreal. Like, he was Triple Crown winner a couple seasons ago. He is probably my most complete receiver I've graded in Europe. He can do absolutely anything. He could rack. He could go up with the ball in the air. He can take a man on one-on-one. He can kind of pull some moves out of the bag. Like, he is a phenomenal receiver. 3-level threat definition. I don't know how he's not signed. If he doesn't get signed for the start of the ELF season, I might have to riot and make my own team and then sign him.
Yeah, man. I mean, if we don't see him signed back, there's something wrong. Some of these teams need a little bit of a check. Carlos Hill was good too. Alex Malchow says, "What's going on, Alex Malchow?" He also says Nick Alfieri is unsigned right here, out here. Let's throw that up. Nick Alfieri looking for a team. Okay, like we said, washed up, old 32-year-old linebacker, sort of the ideal American import, which every team's looking my way. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna stick to media with you, Matt. Yeah, man. I mean, we got some absolute balls. Malik Stanley is a freak. I stood next to him at the Surge Munich game last year, and he is just a dominant presence. I'm sure that these guys will find homes, or at least I hope they will find homes in the ELF this season. All right, Matt. Last segment here, okay? I said at the beginning of the show, there's a team that had maybe a little bit of a disappointing, underachieving season. Now, they've made some moves, a new head coach, talking, of course, about the Frankfurt Galaxy, and they have been putting together, well, we've got a clever saying here, as sort of a galactic offense. That's a nice saying from our producer Maxie there. Way to go, Maxie. Very creative. So Frankfurt Galaxy maybe trying to return to their previous glory. Obviously, the first ever ELF champion, and just have not lived up to that since. So going 4-8 last season as well. Here we can see their records each year. So they signed back Sandro Platzkummer, big signing there, one of the biggest names in the ELF. We obviously had experience with the New York Giants practice squads. Really great player there. And then they've also returned, Matthew McKay, who he showed a lot of promise last year. I think truly probably one of the most physically gifted quarterbacks in the ELF. A little bit streaky at times, but I do love the continuity of returning him. Steven Nielsen, Yannick Kiel, Kevin Kaya, returning these guys. And then they've added Gerald Alman, great running back from Cologne last year, really had a good season. Terry Wright and Keanu Ebanks from Poland. These are the names that they've got on their offense this year. Matt, do you think that this is enough to kind of restore the Frankfurt Galaxy to their former glory?
Oh man, you said the name was like Steve Austin. I was like, what? And there's this next one, and it just keeps getting hyped up. I'm ready for this one. Let me talk about the Galaxy for a sec, because I'm kind of a fan of what they're doing. And shout out Lawrence, the scout over there. He's a good friend of mine. Really talented. I think this team could, if you want to pardon the Galaxy pun, to the moon. This team.
Oh, man.
This team offensively has a lot to love. I like McKay a lot. Like, if you remember when we did the with the show when he got signed, I was like, I don't know if he's going to move his legs that much. You know, he seems like more of a pocket guy. No, I was like really wrong on that. Like, he used his legs a lot. He got nearly 100 rushing yards against Cologne. Also got a receiving touchdown, if you want to count that as his athleticism score. Phenomenal player. He's really good. I'm happy now he has a full season and a team that's built for him, because he did well with a team that wasn't necessarily built for him. Steven Nielsen, amazing, probably the best. I think kind of unanimously across offensive linemen in the league, he's the best in the league. Former CFL guy. Right. And then on the right, you got Keanu Ebanks, who is probably a top 2, 3, 4, whoever you want to have in that offensive line discussion. He's definitely up there. Amazing tackles. You had a former NFL IPP in Sandro Platzkummer in with one of the best and all-star, best young German running backs in the league. That's a two-handed, like both of them kind of struggled with injuries, right? You had both of them in kind of relieve a little bit of stress off each. Both of them, I'm going to be a little bit, again, offensive-minded, we could see two, maybe 750 to 1,000-yard seasons from both of these guys. Honestly, they're
Ooh, okay, Matt.
really good. Really good. And then you take in the defense. We
Yeah.
just talked about Shannon and how much I like him. And they got Shaheem Battle, who's just like also really aggressive and has one of the best names in the league. Both of these guys are like hyper aggressive ball hawk players, going to cause a lot of interceptions. You got Toby Naylor in the middle, who I played with when I was in school. Is one of my ones that you get all these references. Oh yeah, I played with him in the NFL.
Yo.
Toby Naylor, I played with him in Bristol. So he's a great linebacker at the inside, great leader. It's going to be able to hype up that team. And it's just defensively, we had some questions. They had Channing in. It kind of changes that narrative a little bit. I think they could surprise a few people. They're in a hard conference, but I really do quite like them a little bit as a bit of a dark horse team to maybe contend in the playoffs.
I know, man. I do. And I do love that Coach Andrews has like NFL experience, right? Big time experience in the United States, but also experience in Europe, like the Amsterdam Admirals and with the Rhine Fire, like back in the day. He understands the landscape of European American football and then can combine that with all of his experience here. So they're putting together a roster, got a coach that really knows what he's doing that I think that is probably going to be a really, really good fit. I do really like that they brought back Matthew McKay. I think that he'll probably take a big step forward this year. He came in halfway through the year last year, just like you said, into an offense that wasn't really built for him, man. Like he was just kind of thrown in there into this offense, and now everything kind of be tailored around him. Tough conference, right? They got the Surge, you got the Musketeers. Cologne, we'll see what's up, but there's at least two very, very difficult competitors in that contest or in that conference that they're or division that they're going to have to compete with. But I like the moves that they're making. This is a program that has really high expectations, man. I mean, when you win the first ever ELF championship, that's kind of their expectations, or at least to be in the conversation. Last year wasn't it. This year, they're taking steps towards that, and I like what they're doing there. Let's see. What is this question up here? I can't read it, Matt. It's so blurry. Can you read it?
Yes, I got it. The question is, what do they have in their Walter in Tyrrell that produced too many great running backs? Let me tell you about that. I can tell you about them all day. They got the next Sandro coming through with Tim Tonko.
Let's do 60 seconds, Matt. Talk 60 seconds on T-roll running backs or guys that are coming from there. Go.
There we go. So Tim Tonko, 19 years old, can bench 150 kilos, also a track athlete in Austria. Really, really good. People calling him the next Sandro Platzcomer. You got Hasselvanter, one of the most balanced running backs in the league. Really, really young. Could be an E-import. I would take him at the majority of the teams. Stepped up really well when Bonatti got hurt. Bonatti, also really, really balanced running back. Has good speed, good physical power. Can really see the vision in the gaps. Another player I could see being an E running back if they go between Hasselvanter and Bonatti. Can't really go wrong with either of them. I hope all of them get at least 10 touches a game, and they could have easily a 1,800 and 600-yard season.
Whoa, there we go. All right, so let's take a moment to appreciate all those running backs. Guys in the chat, let's also take a moment to appreciate the elite scouting and communication skills of Matt Bressington. We are lucky to have the #1 expert of European American football here on the show every single damn week. Matt, you got me hyped up, okay?
Yeah, there we go. So that's what I needed. That's my jam.
There we go, everybody. We went a little bit longer today. We're damn near an hour, but hey, we're having a lot of fun. We had a great interview at the start of the show. Another shout out, of course, to Euronics for sponsoring the ELF Live, making this possible. Everybody in the chat, guys, we love having you here. Fun reading all of your conversations and all of your contributions in the chat, wherever you're watching. And if you're watching this late on the re-live, you couldn't watch us at noon European time. You're watching with your dinner later or wherever, what have you. Welcome as well. Hope you enjoy the show. We'll be back same time next week. We're getting closer and closer to ELF football 2025 season 5. Been your co-host Nick Alfieri along with Matt Bressington. Everybody, we will see you next time.